Hey everybody, welcome to another video, and in this one we are officially 7 days away from the release of Assassin's Creed Origins, and in this one I thought we'd talk about the previous entry to the Assassin's Creed franchise from the Origins team, which was of course Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, because this will give us a good idea of what the Origins team was capable of with regards to quality and things. And in my opinion, Black Flag is a really good game. So we already knew by Black Flag's point that the team behind Black Flag, the Origins team now for the most part, is a very capable team. And we know that the Origins team did use Black Flag for a little bit of a base while building Origins. Like, they used Black Flag to reflect on, look back on and think, how could we improve certain things about Black Flag for Origins. So that's why I think Black Flag is somewhat relevant to the Origins hype. So in this video we're going to be talking about things in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag that we know are going to be supposedly improved upon and will be in Origins. So first of all, we do have the combat. Now, I don't really need to explain too much about the combat because we know that it's different in Origins. Some people like this, some people don't. Some people are worried that the combat will be, I don't know, too hideous or whatever. Well, my issue with Assassin's Creed 4's combat is, although it did look good to watch, it was really easy, provided no challenge, and after a while just got a bit tedious. In Origins, we know they've opted for the hitbox based combat system, which is more like what they've done in games such as The Witcher 3, where the combat is not like two set animations. It's more of, if you swing and miss, you swing and miss. If you swing and hit, you swing and hit and things. It's a bit less connected, and although that does come with aesthetic forfeits, it'll probably result in a much more fun gameplay experience. So it might be not as fun to watch the combat in a video, say, but it will be fun to play it, I'd imagine. And it's more about enjoying playing it than enjoying watching it in a YouTube video. I feel the developers care about more, and I agree, you know, you have to enjoy playing the game. And if the combat is fun and enjoyable and challenging, then that's a winner for me, to be honest. So even if it doesn't look as nice as Black Flag's combat looked, and I'm being honest here when I said that it was somewhat aesthetically pleasing in Black Flag, even if it doesn't look as nice, at least it'll be fun to play. And to me that's more important, because when you're playing the game you're probably thinking too much to think about how it looks, although it was mindless with Black Flag, and that's something that I wasn't too keen on. So you could see how it looked while you're playing it, but you know, obviously with Origins it's not going to be so mindless, so you'll probably forget about how it looks quite quickly. Moving on, a quick point. This is one thing that Origins is improving on from Black Flag, and it's probably Black Flag's weakest point actually, if I'm completely honest, and that is mission structure. So if you don't know, Black Flag's mission structure consisted of tailing missions, killing people, and more tailing missions. Of course, barring all the naval stuff, which was again just tailing missions or sinking other ships, or sailing 2,000 meters while Adewale's in your ear talking about how you're on the wrong path. Obviously, the mission structure being Black Flag's weakest point, half down to the type of game structure that the game had to rely on, I do feel as if Origins will improve on this because it is going to be an RPG, there'll be more variety to quests and things, and all in all the mission structure will be a lot more open and a lot more different. And because it's one of those games in which it's an RPG setting, it won't be set piece here and there and things like that. It will be more open in the sense that you'll be able to do things in different ways, which will be less repetitive, and longer sittings will be more fun, because if you try to speed through Black Flag, I guarantee you'll get bored. Whereas with Origins, I hope this isn't the case and you'll be able to sit there for hours and hours and hours and get lost in tons of quests, and they're all different. I'm hoping for that, and from what we've seen it does seem as if that's more likely to be the case, because it does seem as if there are different ways to complete certain quests. All the quests will have different things to them, and as a result you'll be doing different things in a lot of quests. Doesn't mean some quests won't be similar, it just means that a lot of quests will feel different from the previous one, which is important when doing a game, because it is incredibly important to have variety in your games so that you don't get bored, because variety makes for a refreshing experience, and when you're refreshed in the experience you can enjoy it again, and because it's so different to your previous experience and encounter in the game, you won't feel bored per se. At least not as quickly. You can still get burned out on the game, but not at the alarmingly fast rate that you could in Black Flag, if I'm honest. So I'm quite pleased to see a new take on mission structure, going for an RPG quest system. That seems to be more appropriate for a game like this. So hopefully this is better than Black Flag in this sense. Next up, we do have side content. Now in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, it's probably the best example of the already out Assassin's Creed games for side content, because the side content in Black Flag isn't bad. In a lot of Assassin's Creed games it's mostly pointless collectibles. There is really no difference, but Black Flag did have a few side missions that actually made you care about them, if only a little. However, there were like 5 to each line, and they'll say, I think it was 4 lines of them, or is it 6? I can't remember. There were a few of them, and when they were done there was really nothing else besides from some bog standard assassinations that didn't feel unique in any way whatsoever, and beyond all that you have it. Pointless collectibles and naval contracts that again weren't too dissimilar from assassinations. You didn't really care about them, they didn't really have anything to them. In Assassin's Creed Origins, obviously there will be collectible stuff, there will be loot, there will be chests filled with things like loot for you to pick up that you might find use of, as opposed to just finding money in things that are worth money, because that's pointless. They've also added in side quests because it is an RPG, so that would mean a lot more stuff in the open world, not necessarily related to the main story, that you can do that you will care about because there will be story to it. So the side content in Assassin's Creed Origins will probably construct a more believable, immersive world which you can feel a part of, whereas in Assassin's Creed 4 everything did feel like a simulation in the Animus. And to be fair, Black Flag's open world wasn't too bad, the side content wasn't too bad, but I do feel as if Origins will do it better again. And if you want my honest opinion, that's the way that it should be. Moving on to my final point for the video, it's something that Assassin's Creed 4 did kinda well, quite well actually, and that is exploration. I do feel as if Assassin's Creed Origins being in ancient Egypt will do it better, for a few reasons. One being the open world land areas won't feel too limited, and B, historical landmarks that felt relevant. In Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, I don't think there's one historical landmark that I ever thought was relevant at all. Whereas in ancient Egypt you've got pyramids and you can explore them in Origins, you can go in, do some tombs, you can climb them, things like that, you can interact with these historical landmarks, you've got the Sphinx, you've got cool stuff like that. I feel as if there'll be more to learn and discover about landmarks in Assassin's Creed Origins, because you'll care more about the landmarks that are present. And back to something I said about side content, you'll have the chests that won't just be filled with money or things that are worth money, there will be loot and stuff, so you'll be exploring the world to find good loot that you can use, stuff you can use, and at the same time you'll be exploring and finding quests, whereas in Black Flag it did feel like a simulation, as I mentioned before. And this is one of the things that they acknowledge that they're going to be improving on from Black Flag. I feel as if another thing that will by default make the exploration a little bit better in its own way is the bigger world space, purely because there's more stuff to cover, more little crevices to find that you'd hope, and things like that. And even still, if there's not, which there should be, but if there's not, there's still that space to cover to look for these things even if they aren't there. But I do think that there will be stuff to explore anyway, so it'll be great. Also, it's about the same size as Black Flag's map if the entirety of the thing was land apparently, which means that it's actually bigger than Black Flag's map, because a lot of areas on Black Flag's map are actually parts on land that you cannot access for whatever reason. For example, you cannot access the majority of Cuba, however it's still on the map. So when they say it's about the size of Black Flag's map, what they mean is they've probably removed all the islands, made it all water, and then made all that water just simply land that you can access, and that's probably the size of Origins map. So it is bigger, and at the same time it's going to be filled with content apparently, so that means greater exploration value. So I do feel as if Assassin's Creed Origins will improve upon the exploration that we see in Assassin's Creed 4, and that doesn't mean that Black Flag's exploration was bad. No, in fact, I did find Black Flag's exploration to be fairly good and fairly fun. It just means that Origins exploration will probably be better, which is a good thing. So there you have it, everybody. Those are the 4 things in Black Flag that I feel as if they've probably improved upon in Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins is only 7 days away now. It's insane that it's this close. I remember the first leak coming out in 2016, January, and here we are now in October of 2017, a week away from Assassin's Creed Origins being right here and playable, which is going to be a great time, and I cannot wait to get into Ancient Egypt as a sweet individual. Hashtag this is my Bayek man. It's going to be beautiful. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with all your friends, comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one with another video.